What's up, everybody? We are your favorite hosts, Dylan and
Danielle,
and you're now tuned into the HoodTherapy podcast,
where we take you on our journey to finding love, peace, and balance through conversation.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, here comes the question of the day.
Yeah.
I want to put a drum roll right here. How are you? How is your mental health? How's your body? How's your mind? How's your soul?
You know,
How's your
we'll leave it at that.
Okay,
We'll leave it right there. You know, it's not terrible. My mental health isn't terrible. It is okay. I am tired. It is Monday.
Yeah, Monday suck.
And I don't have Friday. I have off on Friday.
That's crazy.
It's Good Friday.
Okay, Gabe has off from school
Yeah.
on Friday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm excited for that.
Yeah. That should be fun.
Yeah. But I kind of have a migraine right now.
Yeah.
I took my medication, but it'll take some time to kick in.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I want to ask you the question: how are you doing?
I don't even know no more. I really apologize if my energy is kind of like low this episode. I'm currently torturing myself. I'm on a 3-day water fast. This is day 1.
Sorry.
And I'm like over it already.
It's only day 1.
Exactly. This is
staying strong. No, you're staying strong.
Yeah. I mean,
Fighting
I think the hardest thing about it is it was pretty easy up until like you guys ate. Like they ate. Danielle had ramen for dinner and Gabe had some I think some soy tofu or something like that.
The sesame.
Yeah.
Sweet sesame tofu.
Sweet sesame tofu. And that's one of my favorite foods ever. And
whoops.
It like you can smell it everywhere in the house. Like you couldn't escape it. You know what I'm saying? So I think it wasn't bad up until like you get the sensation of food and then your mind is trying to like in a constant battle.
Yeah.
So I low-key have a headache right now too.
Huh.
I think that's just like due to the prolonged feeling of no food or just me not having eaten in a while. Because I didn't really eat that much last night either. It's not like I had a big dinner to transition then to this day. We went out to eat, but I didn't really eat the food like that.
Yeah, we did.
So I feel like now I'm not on fumes.
Not yet.
But I'm.
You got to sleep and re-energize yourself.
I don't know if I'm looking forward to day 2. I'm not gonna lie. I've heard that day 2 is the hardest day.
Yeah.
But I have had. Since I've started, I've had great bowel movements, and that was something like kind of happened immediately, which I noticed was like, wow, that's cool. But I do feel like weak, like I don't feel as strong, and I feel like kind of also like irritated, and stuff like that, which I'm not usually. I'm really chill all the time, so like I guess I don't have much discipline when it comes to food. So it's something that I'm trying to like build, like, you know what I'm saying? Build a discipline to making sure that I don't just eat because I'm bored or eat because I feel like it. I definitely eat to cope with stuff and stress. So I think now I'm just trying to also give my body time to like rejuvenate. I felt like I needed to let it rest from eating, and also just also let it rest from eating, and also trying to be more disciplined with my decisions when it comes to eating food.
I support it 100%. I'll be on the sidelines cheering you on.
Yeah, man.
Thanks.
Appreciate
it. Well, tell the folks what we got for them today.
You do have good things to get into.
Yeah.
Right. But before we get into anything main, as always, we want you guys to go like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. Um, Follow us on Instagram. And if you guys like the audio only content, you can tune in on Spotify and Anchor. The link in the description will be below for those platforms and stuff like that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
yes,
man.
Sir, yes, sir.
But today I had an interesting topic, and this has been something that I think I've been thinking about for a while. That's a very controversial topic I see amongst men and women, and I don't think there's much conversation about it. And especially since like the entire Will Smith situation,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's been something that's on my mind since then. And but it all started when I watched this video about yesterday, and it was a video of this guy picking up another guy's girlfriend, and like he literally had her in the air, like hands on her ass, cheeks, like
Oh,
all
I
that.
saw that one.
You know what I'm saying? And the dude was just like her boyfriend was just standing there, and in the video it looked like she enjoyed it. I mean, I can't say that she enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she just didn't want to make things awkward, even though that's the peak of awkwardness. Um, I don't know what she felt, but you know, it definitely looked like it wasn't like no like yo bro get off of me type shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the video, the guy pulled the girl away, and they were like arguing, and she's like, "Oh, why are you tripping?" Da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? And the video ended, and it was just interesting to me, like, you know, I saw the dichotomy in the comments of like one, like men being like, "Oh, she's for the streets, she's this, she's that," and I also saw, woman like he's butt. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're like that's my boyfriend, and he sees something like that happen, and you know what I'm saying? Like, how is it? He didn't protect me, so like, why you expect me to jump up and want to be, you know, and save the day for myself? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because niggas be crazy and shit like that. You know what I mean? But then it's also like, you know, um, it's also like, you know, you're thinking about you don't want to get yourself in trouble, or you don't want to, you know what I'm saying, resort to violence. They call the police, da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? So there's like a whole dilemma there, and I guess my question is like what I want to discuss, like when is what are men expected to do? What are women expected to do in situations where their partner is disrespected, or yeah, kind of put in an awkward situation in public, more so in the realm of disrespect. You know what I'm saying? When somebody disrespects the relationship, what are the steps of action?
Purposefully.
Yes.
Okay.
What are the steps of action that one should take?
All right.
Wait.
Oh.
But accidental disrespect, I feel like, is also something that should be addressed as well. I don't know how that like fits in, but I feel like we should also tackle that too. Like accidental or purposefully.
I guess in my aspect of accidental would be like, because granted this was done for video, so he clearly had to know that, you know, that they were together. So I guess accidental would have been in a real life situation where, you know, let's say a guy is trying to talk to you, and let's say y'all are in a group and he doesn't necessarily know that you guys are together.
Yeah.
That he tries to then talk to you.
Okay.
And, you know, oh, let me get your number.
Yes.
Where I guess it may be seen as
that is a really good one to. Okay. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're definitely gonna tackle like accidental and purposefully, because I feel like that accidental side also can get very messy and tricky. You know what I'm saying? When niggas don't know how to deal with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I wanted to hear your perspective as to what you would feel like should be done. You know what I'm saying? And I want to give you my perspective, but I feel like what you should do as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in the purposeful one that you said, I think granted, I'm not really sure. I don't remember the video like scene by scene, for like, you know, second by frame by frame. But I think as a man, I'm looking to you to protect me,
Mm-hmm.
right? So how I feel in that situation or anything like that, not that it takes a back seat or anything like that, but I think you should know what is going to make you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, granted, I feel like it'll make you uncomfortable,
Mm-hmm.
but I think just pull it closer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can I start that again?
Yeah.
Okay, start that again. So, going back to the purposeful one now, I think that as a man,
mm-hmm.
or not as a man, as a woman, I'm looking to my man to protect me.
Mm-hmm.
And that comes in all forms, physically, emotionally, all forms. And so I think in that aspect, because how I look at it is when it's a male interaction, I think a male should handle it.
Okay.
I think a male should handle it because, I mean, do I really have to explain?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think in those moments, I'm looking at my man to be my man and protect me.
Yeah.
And it may not necessarily be any like violent or anything like that. Doesn't have to be at all.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it should be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But a simple like put your arms around me, let's walk away kind of thing is enough. Not that no words even have to be exchanged. You know what I mean? And now, no words have to be exchanged.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Okay.
Okay, cool.
So you're talking about an ideal situation.
I mean, sure, I feel like it's realistic.
Okay, but just like what should be done, essentially.
Well, I think what we want out of the situation is everybody leaves the scene okay.
Yes.
And I think what we would want is that we can go about our day as if nothing had happened.
Yes.
Right? And so I think if we minimize the altercation, we minimize any conversation that happens,
mm-hmm.
is the more likely we are to go our separate ways and have a great day that
mm-hmm.
we plan to have.
Yes.
And so I think, why speak? Because it's not going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
Walk away.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
I agree with that.
And I think once you start talking,
that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Especially if you know your man is a hothead or, you know what I mean? Like, relax, chill.
How do you think I would deal with that situation?
I think, I don't know. Because honestly, I don't know. I don't know. Because I don't know, but I think that, because I'm saying I don't know as in it's never happened to us before.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, it has. Low-key.
Talking about Juve?
No.
Oh. What you talking about?
I was talking about at the party we were at in
Oh.
Brooklyn.
That's funny.
Yeah, that was low-key the same thing.
Okay, I see.
But it hasn't been, I don't think it's been to like an extreme, I guess.
But see, even that was, I guess in my head, I didn't see that as purposeful in a way. I didn't even see it like that. The way you saw it, I didn't even see it like that.
I guess.
Because I couldn't believe that would be the kind of timing that somebody would be on.
I guess.
Because they're with somebody else.
And that's what I'd be saying,
you know,
bro.
But you're right. Hold on now. Hold on now. But in that situation, you were like, bro, you wildin'. Chill. He's like, what you doing?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He was like, he was getting on him.
Yeah.
And he relaxed. He chilled.
Yeah.
We had a good time.
Yeah.
But I think, somebody like picking me up, and I feel like you might snuff him. Not gonna lie to you.
And that's what
I feel like you might snuff him.
Now.
But
okay.
But I think before it gets to that point, I think the woman should, like let the man know that she's as disinterested as possible, very politely.
Yes.
Which is very hard. Because you can't be like, oh, I'm good. My man's right here. I'm good. Yo, man, he not your husband though. Like that's you know what I mean? Like,
I think before any of those things happen, you guys are forced to like map out 1 million scenarios as to what could possibly happen if, and that's why I feel like a lot of women look like they might have the wrong reaction for that situation because everything's happening so fast. You don't have time to process what's going on. It's like your mind's in a million different places, and that's you knowing that. That's why I understand what you're saying. If you make the wrong decision, you say the wrong thing, and bro end up snuffing you, you know what I'm saying, and beating your ass, it's like, damn, you know what I'm saying? What could I have done? But you have you here, you know what I'm saying? Somebody who can handle yourself, you know what I'm saying, outside or hope so.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because some men aren't like that. Some men are really gonna be quiet, and they may talk to you because they don't have that energy for a next man.
Yeah.
And I feel like, not gonna lie, you pussy, bro. But there's
no but to that. Like,
okay, you're right.
Nobody's asking you to fight nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody's asking anybody to.
But some men don't have the courage. You know, they don't have it in them to kind of be, you know, have that energy.
That's crazy.
To be defensive to another man, but they'll be the defensive towards their girl, and I've seen it. I've witnessed it firsthand. Some of you may know. I witnessed it firsthand where a man will have so much energy for females, women, and not other men. And it's kind of like that's you big time pussy. You big time pussy, and we all know that. But some men, like, they're pussy, but it's not even that aspect where they won't have the energy for anybody. You know what I mean? Like, some men are just be like, they'll after it happened, they'll be like, yo, like, what was that? Like, that made me, you know what I mean? Like, that made me real uncomfortable, or, you know, it's just like, they're not even trying to be aggressive or anything like that. And I feel like your first step to protection, I'm not going to say it's aggression, but I think it's being able to defend.
Yes. And as I said, that's done. I think most
in many
people,
ways, yeah.
Most people think that comes in the form of, like, you know what I'm saying? You got to get on them. And this is where I was going to ask the next question in regards to, like, the Will Smith situation. Is there sometimes, like, is violence necessary? You know what I'm saying? Oh,
absolutely. Sometimes violence is absolutely necessary.
Because, all right, and I think there's a lot of things going on in my head, like, being in situations like that. Because I think, like, for me and amongst all men, and I don't know if women think the same, but I know for men, like, we look out for each other. You know what I'm saying?
Like, men look out for other men?
Yeah, like, they see, especially in a realm of, like, at least good men. You know what I'm saying? Well, like, you see with your girl, anything else is a dub. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the other shit is a dub. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you was thinking, like, you know, I know niggas, good niggas, like, that you can rock with, they'll be like, nah, bro, like, we're not with none of that. You know what I'm saying? Because they have that respect to know, and you don't even got to say nothing. That respect to know that you with your girl, like, there's some things you want, you're not even going to talk about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're not even going to bring that up. You're not even going to be on no type of weird timing because you know that bro is with his girl, or you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's where I think, for me, it's like, there's so much things you have to disregard about me as a man and as a human being to do what you're doing right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay.
To even come close to me.
Right.
There's so much things you have to disregard about me. You know what I'm saying? That shows that you're making a mistake. You're making a blatant mistake. But it's not even a mistake because you're choosing to do this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You saw me here. There's no way you thought I was just what? You thought I was a shadow? Like, what did you think I was?
A friend.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, that's bro girl. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's rare that you walking up and you see that, oh, that's just the bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, out of respect, you don't even say nothing, bro. Like, you don't be on no timing like that. And for you to come up and you are prepared to do this. So, I'm going to show you how prepared you are. That's just my mindset is just, I think I don't tolerate disrespect well. at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I understand you don't know something, or you know what I'm saying, something is not clicking, or you know what I mean. Like, I have patience for all of that. But if it's with kids, if it's with adults, if it's with pets, I don't care what it's with. You, I don't have any tolerance for disrespect,
Mm-hmm.
especially from a grown ass man.
Mm-hmm.
Because at this point, to me, it's you're not interested in my girl, but you have an ego trip, or you have.
I was just about to say that.
This is giving you the fact that you can belittle another man, right, like that in public, embarrass somebody else in public.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you the power, or to make you feel more,
Yeah.
you know, more of a man, or more like sure of yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And now you have to be publicly embarrassed to know that you're sadly mistaken and that you shouldn't do this at all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That you're actually a weak man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's where it's the problem. I don't fight nobody. I'm never going to fight anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't be in none of that timing. I try and run as fast as humanly possible, just because of the fact that niggas is crazy. Like, niggas don't really fight no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, once somebody feel like they not winning, or somebody feel like they're in they're, you know what I'm saying? They're in threat of losing, that's when niggas start pulling out guns, or niggas back out a knife, or you know what I'm saying? Now you getting poked up and all that. Like, just, you know what I'm saying? You could have just walked away.
Right.
And that's why I avoid that shit at all costs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I mean, like that, I think there's just that, there's so much things that I'm processing. Like, it's like, why are you so willing to disrespect me? You know what I mean? And you don't even know me. You know what I mean? So I feel like, I don't know. For me, it's just like, you have to be taught a lesson. Like, I truly believe in that, where people, like, you publicly embarrass somebody, you better be ready to get that back tenfold. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what you signed up for. That shit.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And that's also why I initially said in the beginning too about the ego part, is that I feel like when I'm with you and there's another man, I feel like that's for you to handle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I feel like, number one, I feel like you're more capable. No, you are more capable, right, than me to handle that.
Yeah.
And I also feel like it's more than likely not going to stop with me.
Yeah. Because it started with you. You know what I'm saying?
It's more because it's not because it started with me, because it's not about me.
Yeah. That's
you know what I mean? Like, if you see me with my man and we holding hands, or he has his arm around me, you know that, you know what I mean? Like, there's no reason for that. And it's just the ego kind of thing. And so that's where I feel like it has to be up to you to kind of set the tone for how that goes. Because there's really nothing much I can do, because I know that nothing I say is really gonna matter.
Yeah.
At the end of it all.
Yeah, I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? And it's just picturing in my head, like, the moment I see you stop walking is a punch to the throat. The moment I see, because look, right, if I'm walking this way and you're walking this way, that means I've been watching you for a while. I'm always watching my surroundings, right? So I've been watching you for a minute. You know what I'm saying? So I see you looking in my direction. That's about, what, I say 12 seconds, right? Of you making a decision in your head. And I see you making that decision, right? Because I've been watching you. You're right in front of me, right? So the moment you stop to stand in front of us, I don't know what more I can, you know what I'm saying?
Dylan, no. No.
I'm supposed to wait for him to start speaking?
Yes. What if you need directions?
Man.
Yes, you are. Now, see, this is not the instance where I said violence is necessary. This is not what I'm talking about when I say something like that. Violence was not necessary before he opened his mouth.
All right.
Come on now. Come on now.
Well, when that one word come out,
what's that trigger word for you?
I don't know.
So silly.
Yo, that's it. Why are you yoing me? I don't know you, nigga. What you mean,
so
yo?
New York. What you mean?
Oh, nigga, I'm not checking none of that. Because then the next word is yo ma. I know what's up. Nah. Slumpy.
Yo ma. Okay, I can give you yo ma.
Right in the what they call it? The I forgot what they call it. Just know you think you're getting snuffed. I'm not with none of that shit.
Nah. See, violence, I feel like, should be last resort. Because not only are you a human being, not only are you a man, you are a black man.
That's true.
Okay, so we need to take that into account.
Yeah, I ain't gonna front. Like, I think how I really truly deal with it is as soon as I see like this is weird, I'm like, we're just walking away. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no conversation. You know what I mean? Like, how? That's why I be confused. How do you let somebody like? You're walking with this person. You're fully aware of what that nigga is saying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you're right there, and how you
Like once that conversation, you'll feel like you see the energy of where it's going. Like I'm not staying. Like we're not staying for that.
But I feel like now that I'm thinking about it, I wonder if men like kind of like sit back and see what their girl would do
I think
for
so.
the for the purposes of like you know like seeing like, oh, what is she gonna do? Like, is she gonna push him off?
That's
or
a good
like,
point too.
you know what I mean? But I feel like, why would you? I just don't I don't understand how you would, as a man, you would allow that interaction to happen.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm not gonna say I understand you doing that, because
Yes.
I don't think you should do that. I don't think that's the right way to go, because men and women handle situations very differently, and what you may be thinking is probably not what she's thinking.
And this is why, even though it might seem like obvious that you have to have these conversations, because like I'm assuming that I like for you example, I see you're a hothead. You know what I'm saying? Like I see you be on timing. So for a nigga to come up and make you uncomfortable, it's confusing as to why you're not on timing with that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't see it as you might be thinking he's a threat. You got to understand, like, at least from me, nobody that's disrespecting me is like I'm looking at it from an angle of like you're bothering me, stop bothering me. You know what I'm saying? Like that's in my head, that's how it is working. In your head is you're bothering me, but I don't want to say it because it might get me in trouble or it might get me hurt. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting for my man to step in because I don't think I can handle it. You know what I'm saying? Like in my head it's just like, bro, just, you know what I'm saying? I think most men, I don't think it's common, at least for in my opinion or in my
The
head,
people that you know.
yeah, I don't think it's common that you'll say that and a guy will be like, nah, dub. You know what I'm saying? Like, but then again,
Wait,
that's
you'll say what?
like leave me alone, or you know what I'm saying? Try and like show that you're disinterested, and it won't work. You know what I mean? I feel like for the, see, that's like I feel like that's a biased opinion. That's easy for me to say because I don't have nobody
Wait,
trying
I'm
to
just
push
trying to
them.
understand what
I'm
you're
saying
saying.
if a woman's in a situation when a man is trying to like sorry, if a woman's in a situation where you know the dude is coming up to her and you know she's with her boyfriend and you know he's talking or whatever, she's like, leave me alone, right? I feel like for the most part, like in my head, for the most part, most dudes would be like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Like they're not gonna push or try and sorry. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. But yeah, most dudes are not gonna try and push themselves further on that or whatever the case may be. And that's just, but I said that's just my biased opinion. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't experience that shit to know like, nah, that shit happens a lot.
You look like you dead ass crying. You want your water?
Yeah.
But
The worst feeling is trying not to cough. There's nothing worse in the world than that.
everybody was doing that during the coronavirus days, which are not over, but everybody was there trying to be low and cough.
Oh. Yeah.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I think. I don't know.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I'm day by day.
But yeah, I think that's just because you're a man, and I think you are around a lot of men that would not do such thing.
Yeah.
But on a female's perspective, you could be, listen, You can be walking on the street and a man will chase you the entire block, trying to be like, trying to talk to you.
Yeah.
And even though you literally ignore him, and that, I don't know, I think that's the most disinterest that I can show to somebody, is that I literally ignore you.
Yeah.
Especially if I look at you speaking to me and I look away and I continue walking, that is the most disinterest that I can possibly show. And you continue walking with me.
Yeah.
And you continue following me down the block. And then, not only that, you say, oh, pretty girl, and then I ignore you. You continue to push. And then at the end, you get disrespectful because I'm ignoring you. Right? And I think that's the reality for a lot of women. Especially,
that is very common.
Especially girls.
Yeah.
Which is disgusting. But it happens.
What do you mean by girls? Like young girls?
Yeah. Men will holler at young girls.
Okay.
Nasty.
Yeah.
But it happens. It happens to me. Happens to like 99.9% of women.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why, but that's just what the score says. Right? But so I think in those cases, especially where you've encountered situations like that, where you can show you're as disinterested as humanly possible, and you will still, like, get those. And it could be like, and it's usually not just one. You know what I mean? I've seen people like, and this is what, and this is how you know, like, men and women live a different life, because you can say that, and it's just like, I'm looking at this camera like, y'all ladies hear this? y'all ladies hear this?
Yeah.
Because that's just not the case. That just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think, how else would you know unless a woman tells you and explains this to you?
But you see, it's not that I'm just trying to speak from a perspective of what a guy is thinking. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand that I've never experienced that.
Yeah.
And I think as long as we come from a mindset that you can't speak on something that you don't go through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then I'm here to, listen and learn.
Right.
Because I know that what I'm saying is only because that's what I experienced.
Right. And so I think, in situations like that, that's why I feel like men, y'all are matched up more equally than a female and him are. That's y'all to handle. I think the woman in that situation can, show disinterest. I don't think she should have, especially in that video, I don't think she should have engaged. But I think it's definitely awkward sometimes, because I know for me, like, if I'm in that situation, like, especially because I'm looking to you to handle it, I'm gonna try to play it cool. Even though it's making me uncomfortable, I'm gonna try to, like, especially because I don't want things to escalate to that point, I'm gonna try and play it cool and, like, giggle, do the awkward giggle, and, try and not have things escalate to that point where you gotta snuff somebody. And I think that's usually how it goes in situations like that. So I don't know how you would, not you in particular, but I don't know how men would let it get to that point where another man is now picking up their girl and hands on the ass type shit.
Yeah.
I don't get that, but I don't think I don't see that happening with us. I think first thing that would happen, I think from the moment that you kind of sense, or I sense that, like, I look at you, it's kind of like, which way we walking kind of thing. Oh, we was going to get some Belgian waffles. We walk in that direction. You know what I mean, kind of thing, where I don't think anything would really come much further than it, because I think we on that timing where it's just like, dumb nigga, like, and just walk the other.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we move in one accord. So it's hard for me to see, like, people, like, be broken up in that situation. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But I did want to ask, like, as a woman, are you expecting me to deal with a woman that's, moving that way as well, or is that something that I should expect you to handle?
I think it's something that you can expect me to handle. I think that's something you can expect me to handle. And I think I will more likely be inclined to handle that situation. Like, I'll expect you to look at me for that situation, just like how I'm looking at you for the male situation.
Yeah.
And I think, although I feel like it can get a little tricky,
How so?
Because I feel like because I feel like sometimes a lot of women, maybe not a lot of, I probably shouldn't say that, but sometimes women, because again, they're looking for that they're looking for that kind of like, they're trying to play that power move as well, especially when they know y'all is together. They're trying to play that power move, and sometimes the only thing that can like really like shut them up and get them to calm down is the man to be like, this bitch bugging.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And even though the female could be like, yo, what are you doing? Back up. What are you doing? Back up. It's not necessarily enough, because sometimes a woman needs that male energy to bark back.
Yeah.
Essentially. So sometimes I feel like you can look to me and I'll try to handle it, but if you know what I mean? Granted, I feel like we still gonna be in that same time. I'm like, what? This bitch bugging. We gonna laugh. We usually gonna laugh and walk away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But granted, I don't expect her to come running after us. You know what I mean? So I feel like in situations like that, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Minimize the conversation. Look, laugh, walk the other way.
That's a fact.
Walk the other way, because I feel like when y'all start conversating, especially me. Now, I feel like when our conversations are happening, there's 2 notches I go. I stay here, something happens, and I hit here. You know what I mean?
That's what I said.
That's hard, especially when it's a female-female interaction. Because I know how
a feather flock together.
Because I know how females are, and that's why I feel like sometimes a woman kind of needs that like that bark back energy that she not gonna get from another woman to kind of put her in her place, because she just, you know what I mean, like she thinking we equal right here.
Yeah.
Even if I'm your girl, she thinking that we equal, and you know what I mean. Like some women just need that like that bark back energy.
I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? That's interesting to hear from your perspective, that especially the aspect of, you know, men giving that energy, because I feel like a lot of people could be like, oh, so if like niggas gotta do everything, you know what I'm saying? Like men gotta talk to other men gotta talk to other women, but I think it's just situational. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Understanding and reading the room, you know what I'm saying, and see what's up. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, I think you should for men that, like, I don't see why it's ever a conversation about you having to, you know, step up and have the courage. I mean, I guess that's something that, you know, you probably are dealing with, that you have to, you know, address. But there's a difference between being timid and then not like being defenseless. Nobody should ever be defenseless.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's man or woman. And, you know, that's done in different ways. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I think also it's very, very, very important that you guys, that you understand each other and how you guys perceive those situations, so you can talk it out and be like, nah, bro, like, you might expect me to do this, but this is what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? And y'all both have to be open to understand that you guys live life very differently. I think when we had that conversation prior, like years ago, it's the first time I really realized how differently men and women look at the world. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't understand that until that conversation. And so a lot of times men like to think for women and think they know women and what they do. A lot of times women like to think they know men and how they are. No, you don't. You know what I'm saying? And I think that will better equip you guys for knowing each other, how to deal. You don't even gotta say nothing when those situations come through. You know what I'm saying? I think it would be more like an unspoken energy.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think this is a conversation that was very necessary.
Yeah,
you know
we didn't get to the accidental part though.
Oh, we didn't get to the accidental part. So, okay, so how do you feel like an accidental situation should be handled rather than a purposeful one?
I think when it's purposeful, that person knows that you guys are together. When it's accidental, they don't know. I think you should let them know, right? And I think, oh, I'm with my husband, I'm with my man, whatever you want to say to, you know what I mean? Even if y'all boyfriend, oh, I'm with my husband right now. Well, this is my husband. What would you like to ask him?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or
like,
would you like to ask us?
Right. What would you like to ask us? You know, kind of thing where, you know, he can know that y'all were together and, you know, that's as far as y'all getting, you know what I mean? To kind of put up that border. If he still chooses to cross those lines, now it no longer is accidental. Now it's purposeful.
So if you're not with me, right, and somebody comes to talk to you, should I automatically come and be present so that nothing escalates further, or you don't feel more awkward, or like that? It can that also be a situation where it's like, how do you handle yourself in that situation?
So I think when you, like, let's say I'm out to brunch with girls or I'm by myself.
I would say
by myself or both.
I was speaking more so like if we're in the same location and per se you go to the bathroom.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
And on your way back,
okay,
somebody stops to talk to you and I'm not really there. Should the man go and be by his woman's side? You know what I'm saying? Or should he be in a mode of like, you know, she good, like,
I
know
think
what I'm saying? You're not gonna do that.
I think you should watch, because I mean you watch. If I have to go to the bathroom, you eye in the door 100%. So I think you can see, like, is she able to slip away in 2 seconds? Is he blocking her from getting past him? You know what I mean? Like, everything is, you know, as you said, situational. So I think usually you can let her be in those 2 seconds, because I think it's good that a woman can be able to handle herself, because especially if she is outside and you're not there with her, she's, you know, granted she's probably gonna know how to handle it already. Yeah. But I mean, it's just a little different when you are physically there, because then you know it's not like an ego thing or like it's a power thing. He's genuinely probably trying to get my number. Yeah. You know what I mean? And when I'm like, oh no, I'm with my boyfriend or I have a boyfriend, and you see like him trying to block me from passing by, or you see him and you see maybe I'm looking at you, or I'm like, you know, trying to signal you or something like that. Yeah, then you come on over and handle that motherfucker. Okay. You know what I mean? But I think off rip, I think, you know, you just watch and see if I'm able to be like, oh no, I have a boyfriend, and pass by, ain't even no biggie. Everybody cool. You know what I mean? You know, that's what I'm saying. I think the big thing is for it to not have to escalate farther than it needs to be. Yeah. At least that's my thing. I don't need nobody going to jail. I don't need no problems. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I think as long as you can limit that conversation, no, I have a boyfriend. Yeah, I'm going. My boyfriend's right there. You know what I mean? Like, ain't no need for it to get bigger than it has to be. Yeah, I think it's the same way I would feel towards you, where, you know, I don't want for everything. Some people find that attractive, where like you just, you know, like people in a party, and I remember, I think it was Juve. Went to Juve, and it was a dude. I danced with some girl or whatever. It's very common in Juve that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I like to stick with a group,
and I like to stick with you. You know what I mean? But sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Right. You might get split up or whatever. Yeah. And, you know what I'm saying? You just dance. But a dance is a dance. In the Caribbean culture, the people definitely do sexualize it. But for the most part, people are aware that it's just a dance. Right? Sun is in the middle of Juve, and it's May. You know what I'm saying? It's hot outside. This nigga is in a black sweater with his hoodie on. And it's so funny because, like, he's like a highlighter. Everybody else is painted up, and he don't got no paint on him. He's in the middle of the party. I'm like, how did you accomplish that? Like, it was incredible. I ended up dancing with a girl, and then he like, yo, bro, like, that's my girl or whatever. I'm like, I'm like, what? What is happening? You know what I'm saying? Like,
nigga, why y'all at Juve?
Why y'all
she
here?
Dancing on me?
You know what I mean?
What's going on?
And you have a lot of niggas like that, bodyguards. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you should have left him home. They should have left him home. You should have told him, like, bro, like,
nah, you don't come to Juve and do some shit like that.
Yeah, that's weird, bro.
I feel like I could understand a regular party. Yeah. But like, not Juve. Come on.
Nah, bro. It's a mass event.
Not Fetid. No.
It is mass. Like, everybody's doing that. Yeah. Everybody's doing the same thing. Why is she the one person out of like the 500 people here that can't dance with other men? You know what I mean? Like, to me, stuff like that is crazy, and like, yeah, I'm not comfortable with that. It shows that you don't have emotional intelligence. You know what I'm saying? So I think for me, it's the same thing. Like, I want to see that you're emotionally intelligent, that you can handle yourself. You know how to handle different situations, so we don't get locked the fuck up and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you know, I definitely like it has to be balanced. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like I always say, like, I remember back in the day, I was thinking like the fastest way to show me that you're crazy or that you're on timing is to tell me about it. Or to tell me that the fastest way to show me that you're not crazy and that you're not on timing is to tell me that you're crazy and that you're on timing.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? Because you don't have to say that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If you are, niggas know what's up already.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You don't got to say none of that. You don't got to prove yourself to me.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
I just thought about the car accident we got into.
Oh,
and
man.
It's just like us hot together. That's
not a good thing.
That's not good.
Tried.
That can never happen again.
I tried.
That can never happen again.
I tried.
No, I tried too.
But I tried longer. You tried shorter. You didn't try for that long. Let's be honest.
Yeah. No, I tried, but I was triggered because she was lying. She was lying.
That's all. I
was triggered.
I don't want it to seem like
I'll give you that.
I spiraled out of control.
No.
You should tell the story because I think there should be some context, right? Because I tried for a while.
Okay, go ahead, tell the story.
I can't. I don't want to. I don't want to cough and mess it up.
I don't know if I remember it like you do.
Well, I remember we were driving, and I think the person that we got into an accident. The person that crashed into us was supposed to yield to us, and the person just, I think, before we saw them, they had run some stop signs and like they was wilding.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And Danielle was driving, and that person didn't yield to the sign or whatever, or to yield to the traffic, and hit Danielle in the side, and so we pull over, she pull over, and automatically in my head, right, when I'm in situations like that, especially when somebody is so stupid, I automatically assume that they're gonna come out with self-accountability. I think that's the naivety in me. I'm just naive, right? But that's the opposite. She came out without self-accountability, right? The lack thereof. And she's like, oh, and she was like, oh, y'all hit my shit, y'all hit my car, my shit toe up. My shit toe up. It's toe up. Ever since that day,
bumping like bitch.
Ever since that day, we that's what we say. She toe up, toe up. But she like, oh, my car toe up, and we like, Danielle was like, I'm like, bet. She's obviously loathing and regret right now. You know what I'm saying? Only a jackass would say something like that, because the damage obviously shows that you hit us from the back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Danielle was tight, and I'm there trying to, calm her down.
I wasn't even that tight.
Nah, you was mad.
I was not that tight.
I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, make sure she's cool. But it was mad cold that day. Like, it was crazy cold. And so we were outside. I was outside of the car. I'm examining the damage. I'm taking pictures and shit. And then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go back inside the car. So I'll go back inside the car to sit down, and she gets on the phone and she calls the police. And she's like, oh, they're trying to escape. Immediately, the both of us, we were like, what the fuck you doing? So I'm like,
Dylan, you better get her. I'm about to run her over. Dylan, you better get her. I'm about to run her over.
I'm like, nigga, get me. What you mean get her out? Get me.
Dylan came out the car and was like, yo, get your, because there was a guy in the car. I guess it was her boyfriend or whatever. And so you went over there, yo, get your girl, man, get your girl. She over here lying and shit, get your girl.
He's like, come on.
Yeah, you call her back. She's like, why you doing all this? Nah, cause that really had us both on time. And we looked at each other. It was like, this bitch lying.
That's what set me off. Cause I'm like, what are you doing all this for?
That's what triggered me, bro.
Like, you're not gonna win, no matter what happens. Like, you should not want the police to get here,
right?
Cause if they do get here, you're like, it's worse for you. You know what I'm saying?
Still like, come on, like.
Like
That got me so
you lose
upset.
in every situation that's possible. Just take your L, you know what I'm saying, and let's move forward. Like, what's the reason to lie?
She was definitely being a whole like Karen in that situation.
Yeah,
Lying and shit.
I was not with none of that. Like, that's the way I blew over the top. But then I realized, like, nah, somebody has to be chill. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Somebody
we was looking at her like, no, we both can't be hot right now.
Yeah, somebody got to be level headed. Somebody has to provide stability. You know what I'm saying? And I provided it for a while. I give myself credit. But the stability dissipated after,
Yeah.
you know, and
Yeah.
it went from, that's how I be saying, like, I definitely get triggered too. Like, there's that one thing where it's like, we're done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All that shit is done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the next level.
And I think what got me so upset is that you're a black woman lying to the police.
Yeah, that's crazy.
On black people.
Just because you're angry.
I mean, granted, you shouldn't be lying if it was black people.
Yeah.
But it's you're doing that to your own people. And that's, I think, what really, really triggered me the most.
And you're not even thinking. And you're wrong.
Yeah.
Like, I understand.
And she like ran in front of our car too. She's like, oh my God, they trying to get away. It was the dramatics for me. It was the dramatics for me. Nah,
she's bugging, bro.
Nah, I was like, man, you get it better.
And she was wrong. And she was wrong.
Yeah.
Bro, like she couldn't have been any more wrong than she was, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's crazy. Like, damn, like, just hold the L. Just take the L, bro. And how your nigga out there not giving you the L, bro?
Yeah. Yeah, her man was in the car the entire time. I was like,
how is he not handing you that L? He should have been the first one. Like, bro, you got to take this big fat L. No W's, bro. You know what I'm saying? Sit your dumb ass in the car and shut up. Because you're an L holder right now. You know what I'm saying? They're W holders. You know what I mean? And if you cause any trouble, it's just going to add on more to your L. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think that was definitely like a case of, you know, where that not having, that was definitely a case of, you know, one, us kind of not having that understanding, because even though afterwards we was like, nah, like, you feel me, like, nobody fucking with us, at the same time we had to be like, nah, you know, that could have turned out a lot worse. You know what I'm saying? If we didn't communicate, like,
good thing my brother came.
Avoid, like, let's just avoid that shit altogether. You know what I'm saying? And also, that's also an example, I feel like, of a lack of communication of how to deal with things on their end as well. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like it's also important to understand. I feel like a lot of people, especially guys, I feel like a lot of women don't really allow men to have opinions in a relationship. They control a lot of what niggas say and think and shit like that. And a lot of guys, like, even when they do try and stand up for themselves or like, nah, that's wrong, they get the bad end of the stick. Oh, you're not supporting me. Oh, you're making me look bad. I did this and that. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of time, I think men, even though they don't want to be confrontational, it's like, yo, she's always getting me into shit. You know what I'm saying? And you're just trying to find your way out of it. You know what I'm saying? And so I also understand that perspective as to why a dude might, like, you know what I'm saying, might kind of stay distant, or might be like, they might not know what to do either. You know what I'm saying, in those situations, because I feel like
maybe it's the first time they're experiencing it.
Yeah. Maybe it's not the first time. Maybe
and it kind of went wrong last time.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, no, but it could even have gone wrong before. But that's what I'm saying. I feel like I've seen men get put in a lot of bad situations because the woman doesn't know how to control themselves. You know what I'm saying? And they constantly either cleaning up after this shit, or like having to, like, kind of be submissive to that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's my girl. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Shit. You know what I'm saying? And you can't be on that timing. That's not a healthy relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I felt that. I got you.
Word. You know what I mean? But yeah, I really liked this conversation.
Yeah.
You know, you
got a little energy in there though. I see it.
No, it's coming. Cough is coming soon. But you know, I really thought this was important. And it's definitely something I was genuinely curious about.
Yeah.
And I know that a lot of men are very curious about too, because it's a problem that affects a lot of relationships. You know what I'm saying? The way that I think just the main aspect that we don't know how to talk to each other or like handle these situations because we don't hear the perspective from men or women coming from like a teaching standpoint. I feel like a lot of times it's from like a belittling standpoint, like, oh, you're supposed to know what to do, or you're supposed, you know what I'm saying, or you're not supposed to, you know what I'm saying, like, you don't come to teach, like, no, nah, bro, this is what is going on type shit. So I'm happy we had this conversation.
I think for our listeners out there, you should definitely learn your partner, have these conversations, so you know you guys can have you guys can set an expectation, and even in that moment, if it fails, you guys have something to talk about. I think knowing your partner can also let you know what they may be thinking in that moment while these awkward things may be happening. But let us know in the comments, have y'all experienced this before? What has your man done? What has your girl done? Let us know in the comments below what y'all think, what y'all have experienced. Thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all know the vibes. We out.